What we might do to start with today is really just talk about what's happening in workforce management and HR at the moment. And I know that you've been talking a lot about HR being the intravenous to the workforce. Mm-hmm. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I mean, even in the last 24 hours here, one of the things that's been fascinating is seeing all of the different point solutions that are out there. And, while that's great because we're finding new ways to deliver capabilities to employees and to managers and to the workforce, the employees and managers, they are one. They want one view into what they need to do to get their jobs done. So it's fascinating. We in HR, if you take some studies that have been done, HR is broken down into 184 different disciplines.
Yeah.
Can you imagine people going into 184 different systems or solutions to be able to do those disciplines or to be able to integrate or interact with those disciplines?
Yes.
It's not possible. So if we think about the world where HR tech has come from, HR tech originally, which is what this conference was named after, was designed as technology for HR people. And there's a massive, massive shift going on where, this is really digitization for the people, digitization of work. And that's really what we need to think of this conference as, is a shift from HR technology to a digitization of how people work. I want one delivery vehicle to my workforce. And that's where we talk about the IV or the intravenous. Yeah. So if I set up one IV into my arm, if I want to shoot some workforce management in there, it's going through one IV.
Yeah.
If I want to shoot some work on inclusion and diversity, like the great Women in Tech session this morning,
yes,
it's going through that same vein.
Yeah.
If I want to shoot some engagement capability or different ways to recruit or different ways to pay people, it's going through that one IV. I don't want to have 184 IVs hooked up to my arm, which means that's what the employee sees. I want one.
Absolutely.
And I want one view back in. So when we say the experience is an IV and needs to be one, I want the employees to have one experience that meets them in the flow of work as to how things should get done. And that's our job, truly, as we create this digital workforce experience.
Yeah, and I think that's right, and that's why I'm sort of so passionate about coming at this from a workforce management angle, which was my traditional background as well. And if we all don't work together for the greater good and thinking about that employee and that experience, then someone's missing out along the way, and ultimately it's the employee. And if the employee misses out, that has the potential to flow onto the customer.
Well, at the end of the day, it's just a trickle-down effect. So basically, if the employee doesn't play the game, they abandon.
Indeed.
Which means we don't have the data we need to make the right decisions, which in the end, the customer suffers,
Absolutely.
which in the end hurts us financially. So it's a huge trickle down, and it's, one abandonment by a group of workers has huge impact later down the value stream.